Barcelona. They call it one of Europe's most vibrant cities, but everyone who's spent real time here knows that's only half the truth. As someone who lived in Madrid for more than 6 years, I'd heard a mix of good and bad things about the city of Barcelona. And honestly, it always seemed like one of those places that really divided people. So I came here with an open mind. But I have to say, what I found genuinely shocked me. Strap in because you're in for a completely honest perspective. Passeig de Gracia is one of Barcelona's main avenues, a grand, elegant boulevard right in the heart of the city. It runs through Eixample, connecting Plaça de Catalunya, Barcelona's central square, to Gracia, which used to be a separate village before the city expanded.
So we have gotten off at Paseo de Gracia, and the reason why is apparently there's some really good shops around here, so we're going to check those out. So just like in Madrid and other major cities, including Valencia, of course, you've got these bikes here that you can rent. So you just got to scan the QR code, as you can see here, and you can get around. I will not be doing that, as you can imagine, but yeah, just so you guys know, that is an option for you.
What makes it important is that it's both the center of luxury shopping and modernist architecture. So it's one of those places where Barcelona's style, history, and wealth all collide. You're surrounded by some of the city's most famous buildings here, including 2 of Antoni Gaudi's masterpieces. And we're going to hear a lot about that name in the next few episodes. Casa Batlló and Casa Milà, also known as La Pedrera, are found on this street. In short, Passeig de Gracia isn't just a stop on the metro. It's one of the city's main arteries, blending art, architecture, and modern life all in one place.
So it's a lot hotter here today than it has been the last couple days. We're going to be doing a lot of walking today. I hope it doesn't get too hot. It's supposed to be thunderstorms later though.
So I really wanted to give you guys some background information about why this area was important, and we will be coming back here in a future episode. However, for today, the purpose of coming to Passeig de Gracia was actually to cut through to La Rambla, which is one of the most famous streets in Barcelona. And for better or worse, it's a place everyone ends up visiting at some point. It stretches from Plaça de Catalunya all the way down to the Port Vell, cutting through the heart of the city. It's a long, tree-lined boulevard packed with cafes, street performers, flower stores, and endless crowds of people, which, if I'm honest, seems to be everywhere in Barcelona. It is a very busy city, What's interesting is that La Rambla isn't just one street. It's actually a series of connected sections, each with its own character. You'll find historic theatres like the Liceu Opera House, and tucked just off the side is the Mercado de Boqueria, one of the most vibrant food markets in the city, which we will be making our way to shortly. It's chaotic, colourful, and completely alive, but also the kind of place where you need to keep an eye on your belongings. No, seriously, here in Barcelona, this city is synonymous with petty crime. Fortunately, during our trip, we didn't run into any of those issues, but it doesn't take long to search even on YouTube to see that this city has a serious problem. Kurt Kaz did a video on this, and if you're watching my content, there's no doubt that you already know who Kurt Kaz is. His videos are a completely different vibe from my content, but the negativity is unavoidable, so that's why I'm mentioning it here. Still, there is something iconic about it. Even if it's busy and a bit overwhelming, walking through La Rambla is one of those things that makes you feel like you're right in the middle of Barcelona. As with most things on my adventure, I don't always follow the path directly to the finish. And so we decided to enter the Palau de la Virreina, or Palace of the Vicereine, which sits right along La Rambla and is one of those places that people often walk past without realizing how much history it holds. They say that this place was built for a man who'd just come back from ruling in Peru. And you can clearly see they didn't stop at any expense. Every inch of it feels like someone trying to make a statement. Something like, now everyone will know my name. It's a nice reminder that La Rambla isn't just about street performers and markets. There's real history woven into the street if you stop to notice it. Or for whatever reason, you're making a YouTube video, which requires you to do a lot of research to make it look like you know what you're talking about. Coming out the other side of this palace, we turned to the left, where we made our way to Mercat de Sant Josep de la Boqueria, or simply La Boqueria, and it is Barcelona's most famous market, sitting right off La Rambla. It dates back to the early 13th century when farmers and butchers used to sell their goods in open-air stalls outside the city walls. Today, it's a full-blown feast for the senses. Rows of stalls overflowing with fruit, jamon, seafood, sweets, and spices. You'll hear locals shouting orders in Catalan, smell the salt and citrus in the air, and see tourists snapping photos at every corner, including me for this YouTube video. It's chaotic, loud, and a little bit overwhelming, but that's exactly what makes it such a defining part of the Barcelona experience. It's also bloody expensive, but you know what they say, when in Rome. And this is a pattern you're going to see in Barcelona, by the way. Expensive seems to go for everything and anything, but more of that in a little bit. We picked up some croquettes, which were absolutely lovely, just for a snack, and then for later, we also got some canelón dulce.
We are just leaving that market now, continuing with the adventure as we walk down towards the coast. Things are starting to open up a bit now, which means we have a bit more space. Still loads of people here, but it also means we're getting closer to the coast, which is what we're trying to find.
This then led us down to the Columbus Monument, dedicated to no other than Christopher Columbus, famous for his 1492 voyage across the Atlantic Ocean, during which he discovered the Americas for Spain. Although, of course, the continents were already inhabited by indigenous people, so it was kind of less of a discovery and more of him turning up uninvited and pretending it was his idea. Making our way down to the port of Barcelona now, there is a small crossing to get to a mall, or centro comercial in Spanish. So there's nothing really to show in the mall. If you've been to any Spanish mall before, you know what to expect. It has the typical shops that you would see in any mall in Spain, but it's a great place to grab some food in addition to do some shopping. If you're visiting Spain, then it's an experience worth doing. And it's something that my mum in particular loves to do every single time she comes to Spain. This is the Alinghi Red Bull Racing base for the America's Cup. And no, it's not Formula One, it's sailing. Fun fact, the America's Cup is named after the yacht America, the first winner back in 1851, not the continent.
The wind's starting to pick up a bit now, and as you can see, we've got some clouds coming over. It's due to rain at like 7 o'clock, which is in a few hours. It's been quite a lot of walking today. We can see the sea just in the distance.
No disrespect to Barcelona's beaches, but honestly, Valencia takes the crown for me. There's more space, the sand stretches on forever, and from what I've seen, there are way fewer people trying to sell you random stuff while you're just trying to enjoy the sun. And actually, now I think about it, not just Barcelona, if you look at Malaga, for example, Malaga has an incredible beach stretching all the way along to El Palo. And then you've got the place that takes the crown for all of them, Cádiz. Has so many beaches and they're so beautiful. Anyway, let's move on.
I'm not gonna lie, this is probably my worst nightmare if I was staying here and looking forward to the beach. That's just too many people. This is honestly the busiest place I have seen that's a beach area. Let's get out of here. It's been cool to see it, but now I see what I've got in Valencia compared to this. I'm happy to leave. Let's go and find a bus and get ourselves back to where we're staying.
This is where our episode for today ends. If you enjoyed this video, check out this one here. Let me know what you thought of the first impressions of Barcelona in the comment section. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.